Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to briefly run through what we covered yesterday before we can proceed, so that some people can catch up. So, our course outline is that understanding WordPress as a content management system, the features of WordPress, getting started, themes, templates, and the salient theme and page builder. Then we shall later look at plugins, code, and WooCommerce, which is setting up an online store, visual installing. Some of them are not that relevant, but from the top, we did mention yesterday that WordPress is a content management system, or CMS, that enables us to build any kind of dynamic websites. Okay, so a content management system, or CMS, is a piece of software that stores data and makes it available for publishing or making any changes. So what a content management system does is let me just do this very fast. WordPress is an open source content management system for users to build dynamic websites and blog. WordPress is the most popular blogging system. So we also looked at what this course is going to cover: those who have basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, and those without any knowledge. If we're beginning from scratch, still the course is for you. Those who are attending the evening classes, they were going through with Cedric. I think he had someone cover up for him, but they did go through, I think, programming languages. I don't know which one they covered. I wasn't able to attend yesterday, but they should be covering the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and look with each other to make a website. On this other side, we are covering a tool that enables you build a website from scratch without knowledge of these programming languages, or any of those languages that are used. So we said WordPress is an open source CMS which users build dynamic websites and blogs with, and we see the percentage of websites that are built using WordPress. It's the most popularly used and used by biggest companies as well. What a content management system is, or CMS, is a software that stores all the data, and that is text, photos, music, document, and displays it on your website. That is what a content management system is, and that's what WordPress is. So it stores all this data and makes it available for modifying, editing, and publishing. So WordPress is made up of code, and that code is made up of 3 languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is a markup language, hypertext markup language, which is used to build the structure of a website. CSS is a styling language, which is used to style web pages. And then JavaScript is a programming language, which is used for adding functionality to a website. Typically, WordPress is also made up of those 3 languages, and then PHP is used for the database. So that's the code that it makes up WordPress as well. Then it's also made up of themes that dictate your core code. Okay, how it is displayed and how it interacts with the visitors. And then plugins, we also looked at what plugins are. Plugins are small pieces of web software that add functionality to a website. In case you need to add functions to a website, you use plugins. So this is going to become more practical as we do. So plugins are relatively small pieces of web software that can be installed on any WordPress site. They extend native functionality to do almost anything that the web can allow. So in case you need to add functions to your website, you use plugins. So widgets, some of this we're going to see as we continue. I'm going to go through most of this. Then we looked at getting started locally with WordPress, and that meant we looked at the client and server relationship. Well, that goes through, that a website goes through. Okay, we looked at what a client is, what a server is, and the request and response relationship between the client and server. So when you open up your browser, we consider that as a client. And when you do what, when you text, or when you put in an address on the web, you command your browser. The browser that you're using is the client. So you command the server to give you that information. So the server fetches information and responds with a response. Okay, so that is the client and server relationship. And what we are using in this case, where we're building our website, since the websites are not yet hosted as we're building them, we use our computer as a local server. Okay, we use our computer as a local server. So that's what we looked at, installing WordPress locally, so that we can use our computer as a local server, and we can have our website live on the browser, but only on the computer. Later, we shall look at how to migrate it from the local server to the live server. So yes, so we shall look at that later. So we looked at how to set up some of these are just the needs of hosting, and at the bottom it says we have free hosting. Like I told you, if you have a website and you'd like it to be hosted for free, I will be able to help you with that. I'll communicate the details of that later. Then installing WordPress locally. We looked at how to install WordPress locally. I am going to run through this as well briefly before we start. So how do you install WordPress on your computer? You go to this address, local.wp.com. Just a second. So I am going to share my screen so that we get a recap of installing local. So you type in the URL. URL, basically, you're going to see this a lot, but it is a universal resource locator. So in the universal resource locator just tells the server the location of whatever you're looking for. Okay, that is the domain. Sometimes it's the domain, sometimes it's a link on the internet, sometimes it's a specific page of a particular website. It's just a universal resource locator. So that's what we call the URL. So in this case, it is local wp.com. So when you type localwp.com, you go to this page that says local, and there is a download button on the top right corner. When you click download, you're going to choose your platform. You are going to choose a platform. I don't know why it's not opening. Okay, platform, whether using Windows or Apple or Mac Intel or Mac Apple Silicon or Linux. Okay, so you choose your operating system, and then you also fill in your email address right here. The rest of it isn't really important. Just the organizational type. If you're a freelancer or an agency, you also fill that in, and then you click get it now, and the download will start. Okay, once your download is done, you go through the installation process, which is straightforward. You just double click on it, and then you just follow the prompts to install it. Okay, so I'll not go through that. I went through that yesterday, but it's easy. Okay, to ask for administration permission to install, and you accept that. So after installation, this window will come up. Okay, this is where you're going to find all the websites that you're building. Okay, so we'll look at, for example, now I have two websites running. You can add another website by clicking in this in the corner where it says add local site. So you click on that. Always go with the preferred. Okay, it says create a site, sign up a new WordPress or a headless WordPress site. So in case you save the blueprint, we look at briefly what a blueprint is. You can add it here. In case you had exported and you're migrating it onto a new computer, you import it right here. Okay, here. So we are creating a new site. So I click on continue. What's the name of your site? You put a name. Let me say I'm building a store for shoes. Again, I advise that you keep the name of the website precise. Okay, keep it short. You don't put a lot of special characters, and don't put the whole name on it. You can always change this, but if you put a whole name, a very long name, or if you put a lot of characters in it, it will bring up errors in the files that it creates. Okay, so put a very basic name. Okay, so you can change that later. It's not the final name. you can always adjust it. So choose your environment. That is, it includes the database and all those versions. Okay, so always go with the preferred environment. If you go to custom, you can see that you're going to choose a PHP version, a web server, and a database, which is a bit complicated. You don't know which one is going to be, you know, which environment is going to be the best. So just go with the preferred environment and click continue, and type in your username and password. These two are very important because they're always going to be how you sign in. Okay, you should always remember the username and always remember the password. If you don't remember those two, you're doomed. Okay, you're not going to access your WordPress dashboard. Then after doing all that, you click on create your website. Then you give it time. So it is setting up the local environment for that website and setting up the files as well for that website. So you give it time, and it's going to ask for administrative permission to install these files, and that is it. Yeah, it's that. So you click yes and let it finish. You just give it a couple of minutes, and then your website will be added to the local server, to local. So you just give it a few minutes, and you can see it's adding. Right, it says up there in the top right corner, it says adding WordPress, and then it will add the files, add WordPress, add the servers and everything. Then our website will start up. Okay, there we go. It says at the bottom here, shoes has been added. Okay, click to view the site. So I will, like you can see, my site has been added. It is called shoes. Okay, so when there is a few options that we went through here, open site is the same as this open site. That means you're going to view how that site looks like now. Admin dashboard is this WP admin, and then the site folder is the location of the site. Site shell is just the basic command prompts that you accepted this site to make change in your computer. You can restart or stop site. Stop site is right here. Sometimes you're having challenges while editing. You just restart your site here. It's like refreshing it. You can clone your site, which means you save files of the same site. Okay, just the same site, clone it, make a copy of it before you make changes. So you can export it, which means if you want to continue working on another computer, you just export that file. It's usually exported in a zip. Okay, and then you just drag that zip into a local on another computer. You can save as a blueprint. We saw where you can import a blueprint when you're starting the site. So if you save the blueprint, you can just upload it from there. So you can change the domain, you can rename the site. Okay, you can rename it from shoes to something else depending on what you want. So we access the WordPress admin dashboard from here. So when you click there, it will open the browser, and it says local login. So I remember my username, and I told you username and password is how you're going to access this website. Otherwise, you will never access it. Okay, so always remember the username and password. Okay, so this is our dashboard. Okay, this is where we ended yesterday. And if you look at our site, if you click on the top, left corner here where it says dashboard and what previously it was saying, if you're on the dashboard, it will look at the site. So this is just what our site looks like now. This is our website. It says shoes, blog, hello world, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. Edit or delete it, then start writing. Okay, this is a sample page, like you can see. And yeah, so this is our site as of now. So you can edit it. We're going to look at today we're particularly going to look at how to edit it, how to import things, and how to edit it. So I just briefly go through the settings. So like you can see, my website title is shoes. In case I want to change it, I can change it here. The tagline is usually a brief description. Hold on, is it? I think you can. Yeah, some bits. installed it, but opening a new site is an issue. So Hilda, opening a new site, I think I've just gone through it now here. Okay, because yesterday I was working with a site called Imperial. Today I'm working with a well, where has it gone? Okay, I'll close my close local and open it again. It should not be an issue. So if you did install it, my local is starting up. You can see the websites that I have. There is this one that I was using to demonstrate in a particular class yesterday. There is Imperial that I was working with in this same class yesterday. And there is this one that I've just created this morning for demonstration. So to open, I don't know why I'm finding the challenge Hilda, because it says here that I installed it, but opening a new site is an issue. I do not know where you're finding the issue, but it should be easy. Okay, the plus sign, where the plus is, you just click on it and you just click continue. Okay, don't change anything, continue, and then you put the site's name, and then continue, and it is just the name and password. Okay, name, choose a name that is unique. I use root because it's for demonstration. Okay, nothing complicated. And then you click add site. It is straightforward. Do not change anything. The preferred environment, leave it at that. Okay, just put the name, the password, and that is it. And it will start adding a site. So I don't know where the issue is. You say adding a site is an issue. There is a plus sign in the corner. Click on that and proceed. Okay, and it will ask for permission, administrative permission. Click yes, and then it will do the rest for you. Okay, once all this is done, you only go to WordPress admin, like just up here, and click on that and log in with your username and your password. I hope that's clear. So this particular site is still adding. Like you can see, it is still adding. I'm not going to wait for this in the interest of time. I just want to go through some of the challenges that we had. It's telling me it's downloading WordPress. Yes, it does add WordPress. Okay, it is adding WordPress. Sometimes it says download. At some point it says downloading WordPress, then it says adding WordPress and all that. Just leave it. Okay, just give it time. Give it time. It runs until it's done. Okay, once it's done, then it will start. Okay, then there are times like it's now installing WordPress. You can see. So you give it time. It does all these processes, and then once it's done, you open up. Okay, sometimes you open local, and once you're connected to the internet, it says update. Okay, so there are newer versions of local. There we go. It has been added. Okay, it should not be a problem. Just leave it, give it time, and once it's done, it is added automatically onto your local server. Okay, so again, I'm saying sometimes you open local and it says updating. There are newer versions of local. It's open source, so it's developed much more frequently. So you can sometimes open it and then find out that it is updating. There is updates, so those shouldn't worry you. Nothing changes. They just update firmware and all that. So it shouldn't be a problem. Is that clear? My first time in class, so I am here to do an installation. Thanks. Okay. Yes, Joseph. Just follow up. And thanks, it has opened. Okay, so I'm going to proceed. You can see that you can add as many sites as you want. Okay, as many sites as you want to edit, as many sites as you want to work with. Okay, so I am going to delete, just for the sake, right here. I'm going to delete the ones that I've just added, and anyway, I'll delete them later. I'm going to continue with the one I was working with yesterday for the sake. Let me just close this choose. Okay, so this is the site that I was working with yesterday for demonstration. So I'm going to start the site up, and after starting it up, I'm going to go to the WordPress admin to access my dashboard and start editing that site. So we see that small green icon in the top right corner that says start site. Once you click on it, it starts your site up. Or sometimes you just click on WordPress admin and it will start your site and it will open a dashboard. I don't know why this is taking longer today. Let me just give it a few minutes. There you go. So when the site is open, among all your your sites in the local server, it turns green. Okay, it turns green up there, so you can stop it or you can start it. So you stop one site and start another one. You cannot have more than one open at the same time. So I'm going to go to my WordPress admin and sign in. Okay, username and password. Remember those two, because even when you have a live site, when you send me the link, I'll send you also a link to log in, and you must know your username and your password to log into. It must be the same username and password that you had on local. Okay. So here we are. This is where we were yesterday, and I've just been going through some of the basic settings before we can edit. We are going to start editing. So I told you the username is right there. The tagline is usually a brief description of the name of the purpose of the website, or a slogan. You know, it's just a slogan. Huh? So that is what a tagline is. We put it here. So the tagline for let me pull up our website, which is SE8. So our website is se8.org. That is the URL. Or and then you can see the tagline is, you can see we empower sustainable businesses. So that is the tagline. It's just a brief description of about the website. Okay, that is what usually a tagline is. Then the site icon is like you see, the default site icon is a small W. The site icon for this website is this one right here, right up there. The site icon for local is that small icon that you see up there. So if I want to choose a site icon, I just upload. I upload from any of my files. Let me just you select an image from your files and then you upload. Then it says set site icon, so you crop it like that, and then it says crop image. So you see how the icon is going to look like. Okay, you see that is the site icon. Then the address right now is .local because it is not live. It is not on it's not .org or .com or any of those extensions. It is .local because it's only live on your local server. That's why it says .local. Okay. So the email address, you can put your email address there, the kind of user and all that. The timestamps, the time, adjust the time according to, you know, your time and date and the date, and the language is there. You can select a different language, and then you click save changes. You can see that the site icon has changed up here. You see that? This is the site icon. That's why I was explaining. The site icon is the one that is usually in that top right, top corner, or before the name of the website or the page. So that is the site icon. That's generally where settings are. So we're going to dive into editing or themes. Okay, so a theme is, like we saw, it's just how it dictates how the code interacts with the users or with the website. A theme is generally how our website looks like. Okay, so by default, once you set up a site, the default WordPress theme is this. Okay, Imperial Hotels, sample page, and all that. So themes are found in appearance. Okay, when you see these items, there is dashboard, posts, media, the media library, and all that. Pages. Media library is where you find pictures that you're going to install or pictures that are already on your website, and videos and audios and any kind of media. So there are pages, the pages that are on our website. There is comments. Then there is appearance, plugins, and users. So appearance is where we find themes. Okay, a theme and an editor. A theme, it dictates how your website looks. An editor dictates how you make changes to your website. Okay, how you edit, how you customize. So when you click on themes, there is a number of default themes. Okay, so it says the active theme is called 2025. Okay, so if you check your website, it says 2025. That is the theme that is active right now by default. So it says search themes and all that. You can activate another theme. You can add a new theme. So when you click on add a new theme, it will open up a theme library for WordPress. Okay, so these are theme libraries. You can choose another theme. These are the default themes. Okay, so if, for example, if I say install this one, it's called Ocean WP. It's in the theme library. Okay, once I click install it, it's going to install and replace the previous theme. Okay, so this is for demonstration purposes. There's many themes in this library. You can see, and install any of them, and you can work with any of them. Where is it? Okay, it has been installed, so I have to activate it. So when it comes to themes and plugins, the first thing you do is installation. The second thing you do is activation. Once you install it, you activate it. Okay, so this one says it has been installed, so I have to activate it. Okay, then it says it has been activated. So let me have a look at my website now. It has changed a little. You see that? So those are the default themes. However, we do not use these themes because the editor of the default WordPress editor is quite difficult to understand. Okay, so I'm going to give you two tools: a free tool, most commonly used tool. However, it has its vulnerabilities, and then there is another tool that is premium. Okay, I already have subscription to that premium tool, and I'll be glad to share it for free so that you can always use it. It is premium. It costs $60, but I can share it. It's a zip, so it can be shared anyway. So the first thing you do when you're installing themes or you are doing when you're customizing your website, you go to plugins. This is the first tool that I'm giving. However, I'll give recommendations and why it is not the best to use. Okay, but it is free anyway. So it is a plugin, first of all. Like I told you, in case you need to add a native function to a website, add a plugin. So what this plugin does, it imports themes for you. Okay, it imports a library of themes, and after importing a library of themes, it makes it easy for you to edit the pages of these themes. Okay, is that clear? So the plugin, you see, if you click on plugins, it says add new plugin. Okay, so I'll click on add a new plugin. And there we go. So you can always search for plugins depending on their functionality. For example, if I'm adding a security plugin, I can type security and they'll bring me security plugins. Okay, they usually list them according to their rating, from the most used to the least used, from the best to the least. So you can see WordPress plugin, it has 5 million active installations, 5 million plus, and its rating is 4.5 stars. Okay, and that's 4,000 people who rated it. The second one, so this is how you look for plugins anyway. We shall come to that, but we are looking for a specific plugin called Elementor. Please note that down, Elementor. There is Elementor page builder, and this is a page builder of the plugin that we are looking for. Okay, so what we are looking for is starter, templates. There we go, starter, templates, Elementor, WordPress, and Beaver Builder. So what starter templates is it's a plugin that we are going to install and activate. And what that plugin does, it's going to import for us very nice themes. Okay, nice themes that are easy to use and are specific. If it's one organization, there are themes for one organization. There are themes for businesses, for corporate, for portfolio, for any kind of website that you want to build. Okay, so these are templates and also a page builder. Okay, a tool that you use to edit this page, which we have seen, which is called Elementor. Anyway, it's going to be all installed. And if you look at the details of this plugin, you can always click on where the details, show details. And it says the future of website creation is here. Stunning designs, all relevant sections and pages, high quality images, compelling website, copy tailored business, all that. Anyway, you just have to go through this to see the ratings. Okay, so you can see that it has a good rating, quite a good rating. That is of 4,805 stars out of 4,900 ratings. So it's quite a good rating, right? Over 1 million plus active installations, which means over 1 million people are using it right now. However, I will recommend later. So what you do is you click install. Okay, So whenever you come to your dashboard, you want to start choosing a theme and start customizing it. You search under plugins, please search for starter elements, starter templates, Elementor. Okay. So this plugin shows up, activate it. So the first thing you do is install, activate. Every plugin, you do install it, then you activate it. If you do not activate it, it does not start up. Okay. So you see that once I activate it, it asks me, how would you like to build your website? AI web assistant or classic starter templates. Okay. I will say maybe build with AI. Let's go through that first. Okay. Building website has never been easy. Let's get started. It's free. Okay. Create a free account, describe anyway. This let's first go to the custom. We shall look at AI later. So when you open Elementor after activating it, it's going to ask you if you want to build with AI or if you want to build with custom. So I recommend for now, for the beginning, start with without AI. Okay, start without AI so that you see how this works. Then later you can try AI, because now AI even prompts us to create an account or something like that, which you don't need. So it tells you select a page builder. Okay, there is the default, which is the block editor. There is Elementor, then there is Beaver Builder. Choose Elementor. Okay, you choose Elementor. So once you choose Elementor, it you can see there is a notification here: build a website 10 times faster, experience to the future. But try building with AI. I will do that later. So they're asking me, what type of website are you building? Okay. What type of website are you building? Okay, so mine is Imperial Hotel. So let me first try to type in hotel. So the thing with Elementor is that it has a lot of free themes, okay? But it also has premium themes. Premium themes are themes that you have to pay for to use, okay? You can see that this theme says premium, which means I cannot use these for free. I have to pay to use them. Okay, this one says premium. Then this one does not have premium on it. Okay, which means it is free. Okay, so it depends on you. You can choose a premium one if you want to pay for it. You can choose a free one like this one. This one is free, it does not have the word premium on it. Okay, so I'll choose this one, hotel and B&B. I'll choose that one, and then you go to the next window. You can see this is the one I have chosen. Okay, Mountain Inn. It has default images, default icons, and all that text. So I can customize this to my liking. Okay. So it says the site logo. For example, right now by default, the site logo is here, Mountain Inn. In case I have my site logo, I will update. I will upload it here. Then which fonts am I going to use? The fonts that are there are these fonts. So in case the client is telling you this is the fonts that I want, you choose the fonts here, and which are the colors, you choose the colors here. By default, our colors in this website are yellows. Okay, that's why it's yellowish. A lot of yellows, the buttons are yellow, all these are yellow. Okay, because the default color is yellow. If I choose blue, you can see that the theme is so blue. Okay, it's quite blue. If I choose green, most of these change. Okay, these are the colors that you're going to be dealing with, even in the background. I choose red, you can see that they change. Okay, so what are the colors that you want to work with? Then you click continue. Then it will tell you select the features that you want. Okay, is it a page? There is a page builder, design pages with the visual website builder. There's a contact form. So what other features do you want to add to your website? Do you want to add an e-commerce? Do you want to add donations, sell funnels, and all that? Video player, what do you want to add? However, most of these can be added later. So I'll go with that, and I'll continue. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Okay. Usually I skip this step. So you click on submit and start my site. So it runs this. We are building your website, installing the theme, and sometimes the theme comes with plugins and some forms and etc. So everything that you do install comes with certain plugins that make it work. Okay, that sometimes make it look the way it looks. So you give it time. It is going to install this theme and all the content with it. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to install the theme. Okay. Then after it has installed that theme, I will be able to customize. So someone asked yesterday which steps require internet. For example, adding Elementor starter templates. When I was searching under plugins, searching for starter templates requires internet. Okay, installing this theme and adding it to my website requires internet. However, customizing the theme does not require internet. Okay, making changes to the theme does not require internet. So I'm going to wait for it to see it's activating, importing forms and doing all that. Anyway, the theme is being added to my website. Okay, so in the evening classes, Cedric does go through the HTML and CSS and JavaScript. It shows how these languages interact with each other to build a website. So by default, that is how we were, building. What we had to do as this is being added, I am just going to go through briefly. So Visual Studio is where traditionally we had to build a website from code. Okay, so sorry, I have a project running in my Visual Studio already, but Visual Studio is where you had to write from HTML to CSS to JavaScript. So you write different files of code, and then those files of code make up a website. So that is what Cedric is covering in the evening sessions. And you do not have to worry about how much knowledge you have to know. Just get the basics of HTML, the basics of CSS. JavaScript is not so important, but it's just giving you a picture of how these languages interact with each other to build a website. But WordPress gives you a whole tool that you do not need to sit down and write weeks and weeks of code for you to build a website, because that's what we initially had to do before WordPress was introduced. So like you can see, congratulations, your website is ready, and it took just 2.1 minutes to build. Okay, so view your website, you visit your dashboard. I want to view it. So if I click view your website, I have imported the new theme, and this is how my my website looks like now. You see that? This is how my website looks like. So I can start making changes to it. I can customize it. For example, by default, I was building one for a hotel. So it says about us, amenities, gallery, packages, and booking. But maybe the client gave me different instructions. Maybe I'm building different instructions. So this one is called the Mountain Inn. So how do I edit that? I go to edit with Elementor. I click up here on that bar. It says edit with Elementor. Okay. So when you click that, it opens up with this loading. This is an editing window. So it opens up an editing window. So let's give it some time. Now, the editing does not require internet. Okay. Then if you disconnect your internet connection now, so it runs you through, discover the new superpowers and all that. I'm going to skip that. It runs you through how to use it, how to use Elementor. So let me first remove this up here. You notice I told you that with WordPress, you can edit different modes. Okay, so this is a desktop mode. This is how this website looks on a computer. This is how it will look like on a tablet. This is a tablet. So this is how it will look like on a tablet. And this is how it will look like on a mobile device. You see up here? So these three are what we call the responsive mode. The responsive mode shows you the desktop version of it. Like you can see, that's desktop, that's version, that's tablet version, portrait, and that is a mobile portrait. Okay, so this is how you realize that the website looks differently on different devices. Okay, so you click here to edit the desktop version, you click here to edit the tablet version, and you click here to edit the mobile version. Okay, and you should edit all versions so that our website looks pretty on all the different versions. Okay, so let's go back to the desktop version. You see that if you move around your cursor like this, you can select these items, right? You can select these items. But first, let me look at this up here. So this is what we call the structure. Okay. When you click on the structure, it will show you different clusters. Okay. It says there is a container here, And in this container, once you click on the container, it is highlighted from here up to here. That is the first container. Then the second container, once you click on it, it is highlighted. You see the pink lines. Okay, there is a third container over there. When you select it, it goes to the third container. The fourth container is that one. The fifth container is that, and the sixth container is that, and there is one last container, which is the lower one down here. So when I go back to the first container, once you click on the small arrow, it expands. So it shows you what is inside the first container. There is a heading, which is right there. There is a heading there. There is another heading, which is there. And there is a button, which is here. Okay. So this is the structure of this page. You can, by the way, you can move this. You can just drag and move the button above the heading. You see, the button has moved up or down. Okay. You can do that. You can drag and drop. You can move this item. You can delete it. You can remove it temporarily or make it invisible. If you click on the icon, the button disappears. It's not there anymore. I will put it back. So it disappears just to make you see how it looks like. You can make an entire container to, to not be visible. And then this is where you see the structure of the website. What are the contents of it? Okay. Then every time you edit, you have to save to make changes. And there you click publish. Okay. If you do not publish, those changes will not be saved. Okay. So so you can look at these options as well. There is a top left corner up here. There is theme builder. There is history. History shows what the changes you have made. Okay. Once I click on the history, it will show me that I started editing, and I moved the button, and I moved it again. Okay. And it will show you revisions, the current version, and all that. But what I have done, I can undo some of these things. I moved it, so I can undo them. It goes back down, and then I publish. Okay. You can undo some of them. For example, we are on the home page. It shows which page are we editing. It is the home page up here. It's the home page. Okay. There are settings, page settings, which are here. Okay. The page settings are the featured images, and there is advanced settings. So Elementor is a tool that we can use to build, choose themes easily, and also build our pages. However, its functions are limited. Okay, there are certain functions that we shall find ourselves that so it's after saving, you can view your page. Okay, you can view the page, and it shows you that this is how it looks like. Okay, so before you view, you have to save. So like I was saying, Elementor is a tool that is for free. We can use it to select themes for free. There are free themes, there are premium themes. You can buy a theme if you want to. You can choose a free theme and edit it. Okay, we're still going to look at how to edit. But there are functions that are premium and there are themes that are premium. Okay, for example, here on this left slide, there are items or elements that we can add to this page. Okay, it says layout. You see that here where there is a layout, you can add a container. You can add a grid. Okay. So there's a pop-up that has come up. You can add your logo. You can set up the fonts and the colors. You can create your first 3 pages and all that. But set up a header is its premium to set up a header. So under layout, you can see you can add a container. Okay, if I drag this, okay, hold this and you drag into where do I want to add this container? I want to add it here. It will add a container there. So what can I add inside the container? You click on this plus icon and it will bring you the elements that you can add. I can add a heading. To add a heading, you just hold it, hold it and drag it and drop it into that container. And it says add your text here. Okay. So this is for example, my text is, you click there to add text, which is my hotel. I just want to add maybe the best hotel. The best hotel. And then it says the header type. Okay. So do I want a big heading like that, or do I want to make it smaller? You choose here is where it is the heading. There is H1, H2. So it becomes smaller going down, or it can be a paragraph. In case I choose H2, you can see it's a bigger heading. If I choose H1, it's a much bigger heading. Okay. Then its style, the typography, I choose to edit it. The family, that is the font, and is it a heavy font? You see where it says typography, there is family here. Which is it? The font. Which font do I want? Okay, there's all these fonts. Okay, you can look for the font that you want to work with, the font that you want the text to be. Okay, there is a weight. Is it heavy? Is it thin? Is it medium? Is it normal? That is the font. And then it has transform. You want it uppercase? You want it lowercase? You want it capitalized? Capitalized is the first letters of the word being uppercase, and you want it normal. And then there is style. You can see my it is black, but it is italic. You want it italic? You want it oblique, and all that. Okay. And there is height, space, and all that styling. And then there is advanced. Okay. Under advanced, there is margins and all that. And in case you know custom CSS, you can add it, the ID and class. So I'll go back to the content, and you can see it's edit with AI. I want to first change the color. Where is it? The typography is it should be under here. Okay. Primary. You can underline it. Okay, that kind of anyway, I'm going to come back to styling, which is changing colors and all that, but this is how you add items. Okay, and once you add it, you publish. Okay, if you don't publish, changes will not be made. Okay, so most of this is just drag and drop. Okay, if you left click on any of these elements, for example, this is the mountain inn. If I left click, it will come with a couple of options: edit heading, duplicate it, copy, paste from another site, reset the style and all that, the structure, or you can delete it. Okay. For example, I want to delete this one that I've just added. You click left click and options come and I delete it. Okay. I delete that. I want to delete this container that I added. I delete it. So in case you want to edit this particular the mountain inn, my site is called Imperial Hotel. Okay, so there you go. It's called the Imperial Hotel, Award Spa, and what I put, you can make all these changes about us. You can change this. Okay, you can make those changes. You can change. Sometimes there is text that when you click on that text, it takes you to a particular page. It is because the text has a link. Okay, you see the link. So paste a URL or type it here. For example, if I added a link of a particular page to this text, then whenever someone clicks on this text on my website, then it takes them to that particular page. Okay, I can edit this image. I just click on it and you can see it comes up in this window. I can choose an image to change it. Once you click on choose an image, it takes you to the library, media library. These are where it says media library are the images that are on that website. Okay, all the images that came with that theme. In case I have images on my computer that are not on the site, I go to upload files. Okay. Once I click on upload files, I select the files on my computer. Okay, I can select any of these files and I click open and they will be added to my media library. So I can add them to my, let me see, I was changing that, you see, then that image has changed. Okay, so I can edit all this. Okay, 24 years, just this. you know, I change it, edit this as well. You can see here. You know, you have the content for that site, so you can edit all this. You can edit the entire page. You can edit the backgrounds. So to edit the backgrounds, like you can see the lady in the background, I will see where this 6 dots are. It says edit container. Okay, once I click on edit container, this comes up. Okay, container, the layout, the width, and all that, and there is style. Okay, under style, there is a background type. It can be a gradient or a color merely, and it can be, you can see a gradient, it can be a video. We've seen background, for example, to add a video background. Let me go to YouTube. What we do usually is you go to YouTube, and let's say I choose a small video, a short video. Let me say hotel video. Okay. So let me see.
Yeah, the always external lens packs.
Give it a second.
Flow 3 times pen protection.
Also YouTube ads.
Available in stores near you now.
For example, if you do have there we go. This is the video of a hotel. And see, if you do have videos, it is recommended. I'm going to copy that address of this video playing. That is the address of this video that I've just copied. And I go back to where I'm editing and I post that address here. Okay. Once I copy it there, it is going to fetch that video from YouTube, and that video will be my background. Okay. You can see in the background, the video is playing. So that is my background now. I have changed my background from an image to a video. Okay. So we recommend that you can actually do add a video here, but we recommend that do not add too much media onto your website. For example, if a client or if you're creating a website for that has videos in it, create a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be open. Okay. If we know how to use YouTube, I think we shall go through that in social media and content creation with Cedric. But what you do is create a YouTube channel, put the videos on YouTube. Okay. If you don't want the public to view those videos on YouTube, you can keep the privacy closed. Okay. Keep the privacy of those videos closed, so no one on YouTube will see those videos. So what you always do is copy the links of those videos, just like I copied the link of this video right here. This is its link. Okay. Copy those links. So those links are the ones you always use on your website. That helps your website to load faster. Okay. Whenever someone opens your website, it will always load faster. And these videos will always be played like that. It will not show the links. It will play the actual videos. So it fetches the video from YouTube and it plays it on your site. Okay. So the background can be a video. It can be a slideshow. A slideshow meaning it can be many different images in the background rather than having one image like it was. I can choose this one and that one and that one and that one. And then it says create a new gallery. Then that is the gallery I've chosen. Then it says insert the gallery. So I can choose after it is infinite loop, which means that the images in the background will keep coming and going and changing. You can choose the transition. How do you want them to change? You can see them in the background. They are changing. These images, the 4 images that I've chosen to be my background of that container. You can choose them to fade. You can choose them to slide right or left or up or down. So it's up to you. You choose the transition and you style. You know, you can go through these settings. It is easy. So that is that is how you edit the background of this particular container. Okay. And then where it says advanced, these are just margins and all this. So we always leave this as default. Okay. The theme always comes to its best perfection. Okay. So I will leave the video there as my background and I'll click publish. So when you finish, when you click publish, you can preview changes. Okay, once you click on preview changes, it is going to show you, you know, these are the changes you've made. This is how your website looks like now. You see that? You see, I can change all this. Customize it. Customizing is making changes and editing and typing. So you edit all these. Okay. So to go back to my dashboard, I simply click on dashboard. Okay. Is that clear so far? I know it's quite a lot to take in. but I am going to need us to practice, and that is how we are going to learn. So tomorrow we shall see customizing menus and adding menus, customizing pages and adding pages to that website, and then the footer section. How do you customize the footer? How do you add items? How do you edit the footer as well? Okay, and then aside Elementor, I'll give another tool that we see in our notes is Salient. So Salient is a tool that is premium, and we shall see why Salient, Salient versus Elementor, which one would you choose and why? And I'll leave that up to you. And I'll be glad to share that tool. It is premium. It is $60. Will you just pay for it once for life? Okay. I will be glad to share it. And that's what we're going to cover tomorrow. And by the end of tomorrow, you should be able to edit a website from scratch, a whole website. And we shall pick from here tomorrow. Any inquiries before we close? We have 3 minutes to the end of the session. So please go ahead and do everything that we have done today. Tomorrow, come with where did you get stuck? Where did you find challenges in some of these? I'm going to share online resources for published. Most of them are published by Elementor itself. So how do you edit pages? How do you edit images? How do you add this? How do you edit backgrounds? How do you change font colors and all that? So I'm going to, we shall go through that still tomorrow, but I'm just going to provide resources for that. Okay, is that clear? So unless we have anything else, I would call it a day. Thank you and have a lovely day. See you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on the dot. We shall be starting. Thank you.